What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's your friend Will. This is the Memory Lapse, and we got a old deck in new form today. A Nexus of Fate take on the Gates ramp deck that we were playing before with the Rams, and Krasis is still in here. So this build has been performing really well for me. We have 2 more sweepers, so we're splashing white. We get to have its fairy, all the usual ramp. Guild Summit to draw, Hydroid Krasis to draw, Explosion to do a mini draw if you need to, or just kill them. All the gates, 2 arches, and then in the sideboard we have Ram and Archway Angel. Both of these, the Ram comes in a lot, and we'll see that over the course of the next few games. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, I think. So, we have been grinding with this deck, and we are 1 best of 3 match away from Diamond. But we're also under the gun here, so we only have 7 hours left, so we have to finish this run. I just started this on a whim yesterday evening and ripped off 3 wins with the Gates deck. I beat like a black-green tokens deck. I'm not sure why that player was playing in this event with that deck, but we beat them. We beat a mono-red deck, and we beat another Gates deck that was not playing Nexus or Wilderness Reclamation. And though they were better at making 8/8s, they were not better at taking turns. So we took all the turns on them and eventually just burned them out. And hopefully I don't jinx it now that I'm recording this, because it would be great to get a bunch more packs. So yeah, we have to mulligan this. This we can keep. We have a turn 2 Gates Ablaze if we need. Sorry, turn 3. And we'll take the Plaza. That helps us get to Wilderness Reclamation. No point in hiding that we are the Gates deck. Okay. Oh, I expect that we're going to get Thought Erasure here. Unless they play a green source. No, got it. Alright, so if they erasure us, we can at least expansion it back. Nothing. Krasis for 2 might be our best bet right now. We just need to see another card. We're not going to win a counter war with them without more mana in play. They also may not be inclined to counter this at all. They might want to use one of their removal spells on it. But it looks like we're up against Esper control. Game 1 could be tricky, depending on how permission heavy their draw is. We have a few dead cards. And actually, sideboarding for this match is not necessarily easy, because you want to take out all the sweepers, and then that's when they tend to bring in. What do they call that card? Like the 2/2 flyer that steals from the top of your deck. We're getting close. Yeah, we're definitely getting close to trying to get a Wilderness Reclamation into play. We can fight with expansions. We're hitting land drops. It's about all we can ask for in a situation like this. So I'm pretty sure we want to Thought Erasure back. Huh. This is maybe not the best. Giving them 3 cards. Probably would have been better to just let that counter resolve and retarget the Thought Erasure. We know they're taking the Wilderness Reclamation here. So let's just dig past that land. So anything good off the top, we'll at least be able to resolve it. Yeah, that was a big mistake copying the counter, because now we give it to them. Give them the flip Discanta, which could be the game. So our best hope is to hit like a top deck Krasis for another little draw 4 this time. Yeah. Draw 3. Keep us moving through our deck and try to find a win. Eventually they have to address this, because every hit they take puts them closer to yeah, okay, puts them closer to explosion range. Alright, so we drew a complete blank. They turn, they just put everything in. They tapped all their mana. I wonder why they're playing Thought Clouds. I really hate, that's probably the thing that cost us the game, was that I targeted the counter. Not good. So here they're probably just digging for Teferi or a similar win condition. Yep. We draw a blank. We'll give them a couple Teferi activations before we... I don't know. It seems like it's virtually impossible to win from here, I guess. They kept this card. They're going to resolve Teferi. I guess they don't know about the second Gates Ablaze. But... they are like net low on cards, so we can kind of hope that if we can get like let's just hope this resolves, right? Looks like it's not going to. No, looks like it might. This will help us fight. I mean, they can either minus their Teferi, or it'll help us fight through counter spells later. So what did they keep if they didn't keep counterspell? Right? So they can take a Gates Ablaze. Unfortunately, they know the coast is completely clear now. Yeah, so if we lose this one, we'll just jump in and try to get the last win for Diamond. But I think our post-board games will be a lot better. Our opponent's taking their time, though. Yeah, let's look at one more draw. If this is a Krasis, then it's worth staying in it, but... Nexus of Fate. Alright. This kind of gives us an out here to hit consecutive. If they go to activate this on their end step, and we can resolve Nexus. Then we'll have them down, like shields down. And we can actually like kill them with the top deck explosion probably. Yeah. Ooh, mortify. Alright, yeah, we'll skip here. Just drew too many blanks, and we misplayed and let them flip the Niscanta, which is like so bad. Alright, so sideboarding wise, the roots come out, the gates come in. I guess we take out 2 Gates Ablaze for 2 strokes. I think we need to keep 2. We need to keep 2 to try to combat like flyers that might side in. Everything else can stay. I mean, we could try doing like a bigger transformation, removing the reclamations for the Rams, but I think reclamations are going to be our best way to win. We should get a Banefire in here though. Perhaps over like 1 Nexus. Banefire would have been close to a win. Yeah, damn. Letting them flip that Escanta was so bad. There's a chance that by the point we scooped, they still would not have flipped it. But we gave them a free 4 cards. Alright. We have stroke mana. Kind of bad to see one of our Gates Ablaze that we left in the starting hand. Unsurprisingly, Thought Erasure, yeah. They always have it. It'll be interesting to see what they take here. There's arguments for almost anything depending on what the context of their hand is. Alright, so they're on to try to resolve a big threat plan. That's a good draw for us because that lets us play Circuitous Route next turn. So they're going to shock and play their 2/2? No. I guess we're Krasising for 2 here again. Just to get the card draw. Alright, red source is good. I think we want to copy this. Yeah. I think we need the cards. Sucks that we tap out of all our blue because we ripped into a Negate. Alright, just keep making land drops. The awkwardness of having to play them all tapped means you just have to wait an extra turn to play something with Negate backup. They kept in their ritual sets, so maybe they think that we have goats. So they go for Teferi here. Then we would get to untap and tap out for our own, which would be sick. Nope. No such luck. Let's just try for root. If they want to burn a counter here, that's okay. We need to save this negate though for next turn. Oh wow. They have no counterplay? Okay. Oh, we're in this one now. We're up a card and we have a Teferi. So they're flipping Search. The long game favors us until they thought erase us again. Yeah, Thief of Sanity. This is what we were keeping the Gates Ablaze in for. So do we go for Gates Ablaze first? Yeah. If they counter this, we can play a Krasis for 4. Or we can minus the Thief away. Absorb it. I think Krasis for 4. Well, this is nice. We have an expansion, so if they go for a removal spell here, we can expand it back to the Thief. Yeah. And if they want to fight over this, then we get to resolve Guild Summit next turn, and we'll probably win from there. We're just going to draw so many cards. Yep. So I'm guessing this is going to be a minus. Skill summon for 2 here. Replay our Teferi. So if they're main phase searching, that's pretty good for us. Alright, so just in case we can hit another gate here. Oh. Better lucky than good. If we can find a counterspell here, we can just probably win the game. Route. So yeah, Reclamation, I have to imagine they'll counter this. Just in case they don't. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Float a bunch of mana. Nexus of Fate. 2 floating. Alright, we get our turn. Draw. Alright, and then we'll untap and draw again. And Spiral the Harmony into play. Alright, we have to go again. How close are they to dead? Ooh. Draw 3, 4. Let's draw 4. Okay. So we can definitely win next turn. And let's try to do that. Looks like they're showing us no counterspell, but again, let's just play it the safest possible way, because if we lose this one, we don't get a game 3. So the safest way to do this is with a Nexus, with the expansion backup. Alright, there's no scoop. Fair enough. Yeah, so we saw the Thief of Sanity. Which makes me think we do keep the Gates Ablaze in. And we just have to hope here that they don't have an aggro Thief of Sanity draw, because we're pretty unlikely to be able to interact with it. Alright, this is it. This is for ranking up into the next reward tier. Looks like our opponent's changing their sideboard plan a little bit. Maybe removing more of the removal they kept in. Interesting. I doubt they're just conceding or scooping, because it would be they're kind of giving up too much value. They can't mind slow games. They're playing Esper Control. I guess they're really just agonizing over that last sideboard switch. See it, friend. Alright, here we go. I think we can keep this. We like having the Gates Ablaze as insurance. We can cast Guild Summit, and we have Wilderness Reclamation, so we have a lot of things that they need to Thought Erasure. They can't just like Thought Erasure and have our hand. And depending on when they do it, it could expose them to like allowing us to resolve something like a Reclamation. Though with Mortify, maybe they're not so afraid of that. Cool, so this is honestly like the perfect one, right? Because it completes the other half of the mana we need, which then will turn on the plazas. So we should be set for colors the rest of the game. Yeah, so here comes the... Oh, no, search. Okay. Yeah, so if they tap out for... Wow. So they dumped a Mortify. I guess they're looking for land. Alright, so we're not going to play Guild Summit into a Syncopate, which I think they've showed us. Yeah. But we will go for an end-of-turn Growth Spiral to further press our mana advantage. So now here is where we would go for like a cheeky Guild Summit. If they want to negate this, they can negate this. Okay. They do want to negate this. Pretty sure we can just take the turns here. Take a turn, yeah. And it's worth it to be able to resolve. Just get another Reclamation to play, and we ship the turn. And now we just need to find anything that will let us draw. Their absorbs are turned on. Here comes Mortify number 1. Alright, does not help. Anything that will let us draw. That's a quick flip. Well, quick in that they were just bidding everything they could. Banefire, not good. If they deploy Teferi here, we're probably just going to have to kill it with the Banefire. Yeesh, flooded a little bit. Feels like we misplayed this Guild Summit turn. Because we were not okay with them syncopating it. It turned out we needed that card draw. Alright, we get a redraw here. Circuitous Route. This is kind of sad, but we're gonna have to discard, so. Jeez, we actually lost this one. That sucks. When they get stuck on lands like that for so long, like we just were too antsy on that Guild Summit. Because if we had been able to resolve the Guild Summit, look at all these extra cards we would have drawn, and we would not be in this situation. But that one mistake, I thought for sure it wouldn't matter that much. That if we resolved a Wilderness Reclamation, we'd be okay. But we just tossed the game. Unless we hit like a bunch of running Krasises here. We can fire off an explosion for 7 if they... Yes, okay. So the question is, do we hit the Lyra or do we hit the Teferi? I think we hit the Teferi. Wow, we ripped all mana sources in a Hydroid Krasis. Alright, so and they ripped the card to take the one meaningful spell out of our hand. At least we get to get an active Arch going. That's a little brutal. But this clock, I mean, especially with Plaza, this is a 7-turn clock, so we have a lot of time to figure out how to handle this. And at least Arch gets us, like, starting to get even with cards again. Alright, we made decent use of that turn. We didn't find the gas that I was hoping we would find, but we're activating Arch twice a turn. Unfortunately, we had to throw away our Banefire, so we don't really have that as an out. But we have Negate to help us force something through. Syncopate's not very good against us, floating into our end step. So how many explosions do we have left? We still have our full 3 explosions left, so that looks like that's going to be the way we're going to win, most likely. Probably by just milling them, to be honest, because they're going to be at a high life total, I imagine. But if we can get them into a turn lock, finding the win should be relatively easy. Alright, Negate will help. Let's just rip out the lands. We need higher density of spells that do stuff. Maybe they even syncopate this. I mean, that would be such a waste because we have so many lands as it is. This might have been bad, because if they do have Mortify now, that's not good. Right, they do syncopate that. Maybe they're afraid of another Banefire. But if we hit Nexus... Alright, that's good. We might be able to win next turn. No. They're going to go to 28. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 times 2 is 36. Minus 4 is 32. So actually we can't exactly kill them with double negate back up. Should be good enough. We'll recount it. With 2 blue sources, I think we can't lose the counter war. Especially if they go for like an end of turn mortify or something here. Alright, so let's do a count again. 4, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Times 2 is 36. Minus 4 is 32. So we can do it for exactly 28 with double negate. Okay. Let's just go for it. I guess we'll manually tap it so that we don't accidentally like get tapped out of blue. We have timeouts. Alright, so we'll do it like this. Way closer than it needed to be if we had just played the Guild Summit correctly. Also, important to target them there because we would have milled ourselves out drawing 28. Alright, that was super long because it was against Esper. So we're going to stop that there. My plan was to try to finish this run in an entirely one video, but that was way too long. So I'm going to stop this one here, get this posted, and we'll be right back with the next round. So stay tuned for that.